We need to build a wall, says Donald, waving his fist. The crowd goes wild. You rock on the edge of your seat with excitement, your hands scribbling frantically on the notepad set upon your lap. Your eyes glitter as Donald glimpses in your direction. And Mexico is going to pay for it. Oh, really? Why? The moderator snorts. Donald casts a condescending sneer at him. Because I'll make them do it, that's why. Another round of wild cheers erupt from the audience. You can hardly control yourself as Donald grins, tapping his fingers against the podium. I'd like to briefly comment on Mr. Trump's proposition, begins Jeb. Only to be cut off. And it's gonna be huge. Another explosion of cheers. The moderator nor the candidates could get a word in without being interrupted. Can't stump Trump. Can't stump Trump. You cry out, rising to your feet, pumping your fist. Others join in, but Donald's gaze lands upon you. You immediately find yourself lost in his deep, blue eyes. Your heart flutters and your knees weaken. His gaze is almost as captivating, if not more than his words. It is you he's looking at, and you're sure of it. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. It was over. Trump had won their debate. The crowd was in sheer anarchy. The supervisors frantically attempted to establish control over the situation, but to no avail. Let's make America great again. Absolutely wonderful, Y/N. Trills your boss, clutching a printed copy of your latest journal report. Best GOP debate report I've seen in years. You killed it out there. Our ratings are through the roof. She pauses for a moment. Ooh, yeah, almost forgot. She draws a slip of paper from her pocket and hands it to you. Mr. Trump wants to talk to you at the Trump Tower tonight, his personal suite. How exciting. Document all of it. You cock an eyebrow. Mr. Trump wants me, of all people, to speak to him? Privately? Your boss nods. Why? Haven't even met Mr. Trump ever before. Why me? There are so many people he could talk to. So many eager journalists. Y/N, Y/N. You pause. Your boss slips the paper into your breast pocket. Don't keep him waiting. He's a busy man. Without another word, your boss ushers you out of her office. You step out into the street, shivering as a gust of winter air sweeps through, your coattails billowing about. You draw the slip from your pocket. Y/N. Trump Tower GO clock. My suite. I'll be waiting. Socks. Donald J. Trump. A wave of excitement surges through your body as you glimpse over the businessman's strikingly elegant scrawl, but mostly at the socks written above his signature. Socks. Hat. Does he mean by that? You glance up at your wristwatch. It reads :40. Oh, shit. I'm gonna be late. Without any hesitation, you take off in the direction of the Trump Tower. Mr. Trump. The bellhop raps on the door of Donald's suite. Anxiety flutters about like a horde of butterflies in your chest. Mr. Trump. Let her in, he calls. The bellhop opens the door to reveal the big man himself, standing front and center. A big man he was indeed, tall and broad, much larger within close quarters. Nice to see you, Y/N. Mr. Trump. It's a pleasure. Please, call me Donald. He purrs and beckons you inside. The bellhop shuts the door behind you. Take a seat, Y/N. Make yourself comfortable. You do as told. settling down upon a chair beside the windows. From there you can see all of New York City in its vibrance and glory. Beautiful, isn't it? You turn to see Donald standing in the doorway with a bottle of wine in hand. Sometimes I just sit there and look at it, you know. It's just too beautiful. He sets the bottle on the table before retreating into his kitchen. Sometimes I ask myself, what would I do if I wasn't this rich? I mean, what would I do? He falls silent, soon returning with 2 glasses. He sits before you and stares. You sit in silence for a moment, admiring his features up close. Oh, God, he's even hotter in person. Hello. He waves his hand in front of you. Oh, sorry. Don't worry about it. Now, what would I do? Don't think I understand what you're asking of me, Mr. Trump. Trick question. I'd still be rich. The corners of his mouth quirked upward into his signature billionaire smile. You giggle. But of course, Mr. Trump. Yeah? I'm really, really rich. But you knew that. He snorts as he pours a glass of wine. Oh, no thank you, Say, I saw you at the debate, didn't tell? He pushes the glass towards you and folds his hands in his lap, ignoring you completely. You quickly take a sip to avoid coming off as rude. Oh, yes. Yeah? You follow me everywhere. You blush a deep scarlet, avoiding his eyes. Like that. Like that a lot. Guess you could say I'm a big fan. Yeah, I'm a big fan of you too. You make me look good out there. Why, thank you. I try my best. You reach into your bag and withdraw a notepad. Mr. Trump, if you don't mind, I'd like to do a little interview with you. Before you can draw the pen from your pocket, he interjects. I'd like to ask you something first. Oh? What might that be? He leans in close, smirking. Have you ever had sex before? Sex. You know, he grips the arms of his chair and gives a small pelvic thrust. That. How inappropriate. You find it increasingly difficult to keep your eyes from wandering about his body as your face grows hot. Your hips stir as you notice the large, growing bulge in his pants. Biting your lip, you rise from your seat in a hurry. His body as your face grows hot. Your hips stir as you notice the large, growing bulge in his pants. Biting your lip, you rise from your seat in a hurry. I'll have to go now. Donald rises hastily before taking you by waist and forcefully bringing his lips to yours. Time seems to stop for a moment as you submit to his power, allowing his tongue to explore your mouth with a confidence that undoubtedly originated from experience. He goes slowly, passionately, tasting you carefully. Your hands slide up his back and grip onto his broad shoulders. His rigid member presses up against your stomach as you feel yourself pulled closer onto him. Are you sure? He whispers sweetly, kissing your neck. Are you sure that you want to go? You hesitate. Oh, God, what if they, the media, that is, find out about? There's no need to be afraid. Donald's eyes drift down towards your shapely, buxom breasts, eyeing them ravenously. All you need to do is trust me. Trust me, and relax. You're gonna like it, I promise. He begins unbuttoning your shirt, smirking lasciviously as your supple bosom bounces free from the button-down shirt that had restricted them so teasingly. He works his hands over it, kneading your breasts tenderly before reaching behind you to unhook your bra. God fucking damn it, he hisses, struggling. How do you do this shit? You unhook it with haste, casting it aside, allowing Donald to gaze upon your bare chest. Beautiful, babe, beautiful. He begins to loosen his tie. I'll think you know what time it is. However, I got to warn you. Warn me? 2 words, it's huge. After a generous amount of foreplay, Donald pushes you down onto the bed, frantically stripping off all of his clothing before unveiling his proud, erect penis. Your mouth gapes in surprise at TS awesome length and girth, wrapped up in a golden condom. Wait a minute, you interject, voice trembling. That won't fit. Quit crying about it, I'll make it fit. Just lay back and relax. He leans forward in an attempt to kiss you, but you involuntarily push him away. Donald. Jesus H. Christ, Y/N. Donald snaps and draws back, sighs heavily, whilst resting upon his haunches, throbbing member in hand. To your surprise, he chuckles softly, rather than explodes into a violent rant. I'm not gonna hurt you or anything. It'll just be a bit of a tight squeeze. He takes your tremulous hands in his, kissing each gently before laying them back down gently at your sides. I've done this before, I know how it works. You muster up enough courage to look into his eyes again. You find yourself helplessly immersed in their cerulean depths once again. Your hands guide themselves to his waist as he positions himself, hauling your legs over his large shoulders. Then, he enters you. Holy fuck, and Donald hisses through his teeth, pushing deeper into you. You let out an outcry of pain. The agony sends waves of alarm and protest throughout your body, but you can't help but urge him to go deeper. You're so fucking tight. He chuckles again, giving you a rough spank. You arch your back and stifle a small whine. You convulse with delight as Donald fully inserts himself inside you. He takes quick notice, withdrawing slightly before pushing forth again, bringing forth a moan of ecstasy from your parted lips. You like that? He purrs, bringing his lips to yours. You can't help but draw away to catch your breath. You're delicious, YN, Donald staffs thrusting into you at a meager pace as your depths adjust to his impeccable phallus. God, if I wasn't married, I'd take you as my wife. Right now. You start to moan with every stroke into you as he quickens his pace. The sweat from his wrinkly, pale body drips down upon you, forming pools of perspiration on your stomach, but you don't mind it for every drop is nectar. Shit, Donald groans, throwing his head back. I'm gonna. He stops, thrusting, lodged deep within you, mouth agape in a silent cry of bliss. As he climaxes, in a beautiful synchronization, you two reach orgasm. The contractions of your womanhood doing more ecstasy unto him. With that, he falls silent, panting. You're great. He lays down beside you, spent. Real great. He descends into sleep, gripping onto you lovingly. You wake up in the morning feeling refreshed. You groan softly as you stretch, bringing a dull liveliness to your aching body, riddled with a sweet, sensual delirium. You glance over at Donald who, to your surprise, is still sound asleep. Damn, you think to yourself. Even after having had sex with him, I still can't believe that I'm in the same room as him. Forcing yourself out of bed, you gather your clothing and belongings and assemble them accordingly before wandering about in search of a shower. Surely enough, you find it, and it's just as lavish as you imagined it to be. The water courses over your body, caresses every curve and touches every form. You throw your head back and let their water flow upon your bosom, lips parted in a state of bliss. By the time you are through with showering, Donald has finally risen. Stark naked as he wanders about his suite, muttering to himself. Fully clothed, you step out of the bathroom to greet him. Good morning, Donald. Oh, hello, he yawns. You're still here? Oh, is that a problem? You ask, making a movement towards their door. He shakes his head. No, you're a pleasure, doll. It's just that it's 12:15. Don't you have your job? Your heart leaps in your chest. Oh, shit. Oh, why yes, I do. MMH, yeah? How about that? You both pause a minute, standing in silence. Do me a favor, Donald says with a coy grin. Whenever you're in town and got time, just pay me a little unannounced visit. You stir excitedly at the thought. Will do. Have fun out there, Y/N. I'll see you soon, Mr. Trump. You head out the door, a peculiar sense of longing welling up in your chest as you draw further from Donald. I'll see you real soon.